You're listening to Bright by Your Side with Jen Dyer. Up-leveling in the age of anxiety with groundbreaking science. Are you looking to live your life with more flow and ease? Every episode, she has enough surprising information and tips that you will be able to come away with at least one nugget that could change your life. You will learn to build resilience to stress and overwhelm, find joy every day, and manifest your dreams. Gain understanding of your little terrified human that is holding you back, and that brave, bright inner being that is nagging you to move forward. She's here to help you feel empowered to make that change. Bright by Your Side starts now.
Welcome to Bright by Your Side with Jen, up-leveling in the age of anxiety with groundbreaking science. My name is Jen Dyer. I am your host here on Transformation Talk Radio. Today, we are talking about parenting and AI, 8 essential skills your child needs to succeed in the AI era. Because, guys, the world is changing right now. It's amazing, and you need to learn about this. So we're going to go over what is AI exactly? Why should you care? How are people using it today? How it can benefit you, because it is really remarkable. And then the 8 skills that your child needs to succeed in this new world. And these are 8 skills that are coming out from corporations, from mentors, from business coaches. What exactly is the perfect employee? And it has nothing to do with computers. So you need to pay attention. So according to Goldman Sachs, 300 million jobs will be replaced by AI in the next 5 years. Okay. So think about, how old is your child? Like, are they in high school? 5 years from now, will they be just getting out of college? Like, this is really serious. Next 5 years, they say by 2030, and we're already halfway through 2024. So you have to get this in your head that the job that your child will be applying for probably doesn't exist today. And the job that you expect your child to do when they grow up may not exist when they are a grown up. So the thing is, teenagers are aware of this, and a lot of parents are kind of clueless about AI and how it and its applications. And I know this is adding to anxiety because you have these parents telling their kids what to do, giving all kinds of advice, and they've never even played with AI. They have no idea how amazing it is and how it really is changing our world. So, have you tried using AI? And if you haven't, should you be offering career advice? So, artificial intelligence, you're like, yeah, I've heard about this my whole life. And it's true. Artificial intelligence started with the invention of the computer. That is a form of AI right there. However, something changed. So, a guy working on video games graphics processing invented a new processor that, instead of processing information sequentially in a linear fashion, it can process multiple tasks all at the same time, all at the same time at the speed of light, multiple tasks. And being able to do different tasks at the same time, it starts to store this memory and it starts to learn. But think about it, it is scouring the globe for all of the information that's out there in the web and putting it together for you on a silver platter. It really is amazing. So ChatGPT, you guys, that is square one for AI. It's free and it's really easy to use. And if you have a child, you must dabble in ChatGPT. So just Google ChatGPT and open a free account. Sign up. It's free. And what you're going to get is this blank screen with a little bubble at the bottom that says message, and that's where your cursor is. And you type in whatever question you want to know. So you want the answer to. So I dare you to say, maybe, how do you plan a wedding? Just type that in. It is going to pop out the most amazing checklist and amazing ideas and step-by-step processes to plan your wedding, from choosing the venue to ordering your thank you notes, from etiquette to seating. It's going to blow your mind. And you're going to look at that and go, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. It is just so helpful. So, or something even more simple. How about You have a vegan coming to Thanksgiving. Give me 10 recipes to serve at Thanksgiving to a vegan, and it's going to pop out the most amazing Sunset Magazine article on what to serve vegans at Thanksgiving with recipes and everything you need. And it's basically you're generating the article that you needed right now. Any article that you need right now, you can generate. But think about that. You're looking at that list of wedding things and you're like, wow, I don't need to hire a wedding planner. Or you're looking at that Sunset Magazine version article for Thanksgiving and you're thinking, wow, I could write for Sunset Magazine. But think about that. It is affecting editors, copywriting. It's affecting these industries right now. Wedding planners? I don't know. Do you want to be a wedding planner? You can do it. Are you worried that their job's going away? Maybe so. The world is changing. We don't know what's going to happen. So one of the things I wanted to test, I heard it can write code. Because that's the job I told everybody. You should be a coder. Every company needs coders. They have an army of IT guys that sit there with their headphones on and type in if this, then that all day long. Guaranteed job. Well, I heard ChatGPT could write code. So I took one class once, a Python class, and I just said to ChatGPT, please write a Python code to calculate tax and tip on a restaurant bill. And it said, sure, here you go. Bloop, and it popped up, seriously, a black screen with the most beautiful Python coding on it. And it said, copy and paste this and build your app. And you're thinking, oh my God, I can build an app. How do you build an app that does XYZ? It is remarkable. It is opening opportunity for everybody. And it's so helpful. And remember, it remembers what you put in. So you start building a history. So, I'm thinking about all of these things going through my head, like how this is changing the world. And immediately, my daughter is an epidemiologist. And I didn't know this, but when they're doing a drug trial, she has to write the code to run all of the data from all of the patients. She writes code. So I immediately said, oh my God, Lex, ChatGPT does coding. And she's like, yeah, I know. We all use it all the time. So here I am thinking I'm super cool. And they're already way ahead of us. Like I said, the kids know this stuff. So you need to be on board. But one of the remarkable things is she works with the #1 parasite expert in the world, parasitologist. This woman, she can look at a slide of microscopic parasites and say, that one's pregnant. So she is sought out by basically every institution under the sun to look at their slides because she's the expert. So she is training her little ChatGPT bot AI guy to think like her, to analyze slides, to have all of her knowledge so that, first of all, she can't help everybody all at once and they're all trying to do amazing things and end these diseases. She can't. And her information and knowledge will die with her. But by putting it into this computer program, not only will it live on after her, but now it's accessible by little tiny clinics in the middle of Africa or Asia or wherever. It will be accessible to the world. Her knowledge will be accessible to the world. And think about how that will change things. It's really mind-blowing. So again, think of the people that are going away. You don't need as many. Once that program is built, how many parasitologists do you need? So you're going to need a few of each, but they're going to oversee the AI generation of things. So again, think about coding. A lot of coding jobs going away. They're being frozen right now. Think about editors, copywriters. Those jobs are being frozen right now. The key job right now is AI prompt engineering, to be an AI prompt engineer, because all of these companies are, how can we use AI to make our company more streamlined, to save money, to be more efficient? How can we invent the next new thing? So companies are looking for people who are flexible because it's always going to change. People who can manage change, they're called change agents. Change agents, that's a hot word term. People who love to learn constantly because that's what's going to be happening. It is happening. And people who are innovative because this company, they want to be the guy that invents the new thing, not the poor companies that unexpectedly have to pivot to compete with that. So innovation is key. And these are the 8 skills that they have compiled that employees need to survive in the world of AI. So number one is curiosity, the drive to discover and understand. Now, thank God kids are naturally curious, but guess what? We tend to stomp it out. We tend to stomp it out. When that little kid's asking, why, what's that? What's that? It's super annoying. And you start saying, why? So don't discourage them. Encourage them to keep asking questions. But maybe if you're tired or you don't have the answer, just say, well, what do you think? And then let them babble on about what they think. And that's helping them practice forming ideas and communicating them, which is really important. We'll talk about that. Let them just talk. Don't discourage them. So to cultivate curiosity, you want to provide diverse experiences and resources that stimulate their inquisitiveness. So if they're little kids, take them to the library. Believe it or not, kids love libraries, the kids section. They love books. They're so busy being on screens. They want to touch things. Little kids, take them to the library or a zoo, something where you can have that dialogue and they can ask questions and you can ask them, well, what do you think? So, but curiosity is key. So teenagers, if you already have that kid that's down in his basement doing his thing with his video games and he's not interested in anything new, that's going to take a little more work to start bringing out that curiosity. So suggestion, connect with their passions. In fact, you can use ChatGPT to figure out what would a kid who's into video games want to do for fun. So you can look up what goes on behind the scenes when developing a video game, or marketing a video game. You can look up things like that. Maybe there's documentaries, maybe there's movies. Visit expos, tech expos, anime expos, Comic-Con. Like, kids love this stuff. And while they're there, they're going to see something new that they never saw before. And you can encourage them to go check this out, So they have to get out. You have to encourage them to try new things. Number two is imagination. So obviously imagination is necessary for innovation, right? And like I said, that company wants to be the inventor, not the have to pivot company. So kids are naturally imaginative, but again, we stomp that out with our unhelpful realism. Our realism. That's not possible. That'll never sell. That won't make any money. You can't do that. We don't know this or that. Realism is really just limiting beliefs, because the only thing real now is that anything is possible. Anything is possible. I mean, think about it. When I was growing up, video conferencing was only reserved for Captain Kirk and James Bond, basically. So the fact that I get annoyed by somebody trying to FaceTime me unexpectedly is just a remarkable thing. And yeah, it took decades to get here. But things like that are going to happen in just a matter of a couple years. It's going to be amazing. So how to cultivate that? So this is the what if. So little kids, you encourage storytelling, drawing, open-ended play, but I love the what if. And you can be crazy. Like, what if houses could float? What would that be like? And then let them talk. Let them talk. Let them tell a story about it. Teenagers, cater it to them. Teenagers love an opportunity to make fun of you. So I suggest, I used to do this, like, what if we could change our DNA? What do you think daddy would do? And then they could come up with all kinds of fabulous suggestions what daddy should do, changing his DNA. And, honestly, teenagers are funny. So we'll give them that chance. And that, again, you're building camaraderie and you're keeping those dialogues open, just having positive moments with your teenager. That alone, you need to keep having as many of those as possible. And that what if, cultivate that. And, allow them to dream big. Allow them to think outside the box. Don't tell them they're crazy, because nothing is crazy anymore. Nothing's crazy. I mean, the Amazon guy went to outer space. He built a rocket and went to outer space. The Virgin Records guy built a rocket and went to outer space. I mean, things are just, anything can happen. Number three, communication skills. So if you have this great idea, you need to be able to communicate it, probably to a team, maybe to people in other countries, because we are a global workforce now. So communicating obviously is the key to collaboration, and collaboration is going to be the key for innovation, especially big things that are coming out now. So, the pandemic put us behind on the communication, especially communication in person, which is a muscle. In-person communication, there is an energy that happens when you're around other people. That's a muscle. And I think we all felt it when we came out of lockdown. I did. So, you know, you have to really encourage them to be in group things, to talk to people in person. And I know you're already trying to do that. But again, lean towards their passions. Find something, whether it's a workshop or again, an expo where they're going to talk to people in booths, encourage them to go talk to the people in the booths and ask questions, something, but get them out, get them around people. And it is the parents' responsibility to ensure that their children can effectively communicate verbally and effectively communicate in writing. It is not the school's, it is yours. So you need to work on this. And a lot of it, I got to say, parents aren't engaging because they're looking at their phones and they're on their laptops bringing home work. It is your job to engage and build those communication skills. I saw this in real time at Disneyland. I was behind a mom with a little 7-year-old girl in a 45-minute line for a ride. Mom was playing Candy Crush on her phone, a video game on her phone, and the little girl, 7-year-old, was just standing there in silence. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, didn't say a word. And what this told me is that this mom does this all the time, and that little girl gets in trouble for talking. It was breaking my heart. So I actually started to play a game with her. I spy something green. And I, engaging with her. She was behind. For her age, she was behind. She was having difficulty like looking at a big mural and the triangle and trying to find different shapes. And she could get the easy stuff, but she was behind. And that's from lack of engagement. And honestly, I was so disappointed. I was expecting the mom to be, oh, we play games all the time, and then start, put down the phone. But no, she actually smiled at me like, oh, have fun. And while she played her game, like video games are an addiction, even for parents. Okay. Work is an addiction. It is. So please put down your screens and engage with your child. And I got to tell you, for communication, one of the key things you can teach them is that the way people respond to what you say to them is 90% about what you say first, about your energy when approaching them, your tone of voice, your choice of words. You can turn any situation around by the way you talk. You can take an angry person and really deflate the situation, take down their anger by approaching them in the right way, right? Like, I just ran over your cat. It was under my car versus I ran over your cat. It was under my car. What you know. Teach them that. It is called influencing others, the power of influencing others. That is a big key for communication. That will get them far. Problem solving skills. Again, parents, we are behind on this. We've got to get on board. So problem solving skills, you know how you build that? By letting them solve their own problems. And that's where we fail because we're trying to protect them from anxiety and stress. So a lack of problem solving skills, it is the source of the anxiety and overwhelm people feel. They see something overwhelming and they don't know how to break it down into little manageable pieces and just go methodically through it. Anything can be handled if you break it down into manageable pieces. So stop snow plowing problems out of their way. Stop jumping in and doing it for them because it's easier. You don't want to hear them complaining. Let them solve their own problems. It's a skill. So again, little kids, help them practice with puzzles and games. Older kids, encourage the logical and strategic thinking. I mean, chess. I learned chess when I was really little. It is a fabulous game and checkers too, for predicting what the person is going to do next. You have to predict 2 or 3 moves ahead. That is strategic. If they do this, then that. If I move here, then they'll do that. That is really strategic. Play games with your kids. I know you're like, I don't have time for that. You need to make time. This is your job. So, and then storytelling, we used to gather around the fireside at night and the campfire, and dad would tell stories about how he had to, stalk this buffalo and how he killed him with his bare hands, and everyone would sit around. So tell your kids stories about when you were their age and That time your car broke down in the middle of nowhere and we didn't have cell phones back then. Oh my God, what did you do? They're going to be riveted. Tell them a story. You have stories. You were awesome. You did amazing things. And they'll remember, oh yeah, if that ever happens, my dad did this. That's how we've always taught children growing up from the time we were in the cave. Willingness to fail, excuse me. Willingness to fail. Failure is feedback. In a world where you're trying things that are outside the box that have never been done before, there's a really good chance of failure. They need to be able to handle that. In fact, some companies are tasking their business development team to come up with ideas that we're going to have a 50% failure rate because that's outside the box. Nobody else is willing to try it. They're chicken, right? I think Google's one of those. Willingness to ask for help. We're at number 6. Again, this is a collaboration skill, but willingness to ask for help. You have to model that. So I was raised to believe that we do everything ourselves. My mom was a single parent. She was a badass. She was stubborn. And we do things ourselves. We don't ask for help. We can do it ourselves. I realized that was a form of shyness. It was a form of shyness. We masked it as power and independence, but honestly, it was a form of shyness. And it is very limiting because if you know how to enlist people's help, nothing is unsolvable. Pretty much anything is doable. You just enlist the people with the right skills. Asking for help, enlisting others is a strength, not a weakness. So keep an eye on the things that you're saying to your child because they are going to need to learn how to enlist help from others. And we all know mentors and people who achieve tremendous success really quickly. They always talk about, oh, well, I had a mentor. They helped me along the way. That's called enlisting someone's help, mentorship. It empowers you to take on bigger challenges that you could never do by yourself. If you know all you need to do is find someone who can do X, Y, Z. It is very empowering once you have that skill down. It also emphasizes gratitude for the people who help you. So again, how to cultivate that? Modeling your behavior. Volunteer. And invite people to come and help you volunteer. Willingness to ask for help. Show them that you can get the neighbor to help you fix things or whatever, simple things. Let them hear you ask. And I'm going to tell you, one of the easiest ways, and train your kids this, to get help is to say, can I ask your advice? Can I get you to give me some advice? Oh my God. Have you ever met someone who doesn't want to give you advice? That's all you have to say. People will love to tell you their expertise. And then if you're really interested, they might actually go above and beyond and help you. They might end up being that mentor that you're wishing for. Can I get your advice? They call this informational chats. People do this. They set up informational chats with people in the career that they want in the future, and people will do them. Can I ask your advice? Easy. So again, that's willingness to ask for help. So willingness to offer help with ease. So willingness to offer help. This also builds a community, a supportive community. It offers collaboration skills. It is fundamental. And I'll tell you, it makes you feel good when you help somebody and they're not expecting it. Just the simple things, helping the lady next door bring her trash cans in. Simple things. They're so grateful. It feels good. It puts you in a good vibration. You start attracting good things. You get back that tenfold everyone talks about. But when you are offering help to other people, you learn what they need. You learn new things. And also it sets them up to say yes if you ever need help. And that's not why we do it, but you'll have a whole group of people who are dying to help you do whatever it is you need because you've been helping everybody. So offering help with ease. And that's what the world is made of. That's what communities are built on. So this last one is emotional EQ, emotional intelligence. This is really the biggest one that corporations are looking for. They are looking for people who can handle things in a really difficult dynamic space. Like imagine you're working on a project. You've been putting in your blood, sweat, and tears in this project. It's going really well. And you get the word, yeah, it's being abandoned. We need you to go help John with his project. Yeah, we're throwing that away. You need to go over there because somebody invented something that just made your project completely obsolete. So can you handle that? Can your child handle that? All that work was wasted. Can they handle that? Imagine being told that, your job's being eliminated. So here's your new one. You need to learn it. Job you didn't even want. Can you handle that? So how to cultivate emotional intelligence and, little kids, help them recognize their feelings, their emotions, give them names, encourage them to express what they're feeling, and show them empathy and help them have empathy for other people who might be having those feelings too. Teens, we're talking complex emotions, but show them that they're temporary. Everybody has anxiety. Anxiety is not a disorder. It's just temporary. Show them how to manage it. Modeling, look at your own behavior. Do you manage your emotions? Do you fly off the handle? Parents can be bullies too, They also have tantrums, So show them to show empathy and understanding. And again, tell your stories about managing stressful situations and how you dealt with your anxiety or your embarrassment or your horror or humiliation, whatever it is. Tell your story so they know what you did. Teach self-regulation. So things like, deep breathing, meditation, physical exercise. God, you can run out anger so well, like go for a walk outside, fresh air, sunlight, body movement. It takes that edge off. Train them to do that. Pause and reflect. Take a moment. Don't send that email. In fact, go walk away from that email that you're going to send that angry email, or before you say the mean thing you're going to say back, just pause, reflect, let the adrenaline settle before you react. Journaling, like I said, role playing with them. I know that's awkward, but it works when they're little. Like I said, you practice say, well, I said this, and just tell them your story about how you solved something similar. So you guys, I'm out of time, basically, getting close. So the world is changing so fast. Please learn how to use ChatGPT. It will benefit you. And yes, AI can be a bad thing if in the wrong hands, but we're here to up level. We're here to win. We're here to kick ass. You need this to make you better. And your kids need you on board. And honestly, your kids need to master this, and they need to be flexible. So we need to prepare them. You don't want anybody having tantrums at work. You don't want anybody being shy and not being able to ask for help because the world is changing. So I just want you to just remember that in this new world, anything is possible. So again, parents, you have got to keep an eye on your words. Keep your eye on your limiting beliefs. Now is the time to stop. Be very mindful. Be mindful of your actions. Show your flexibility. Show your willingness to help others and an ability to ask for help. Show all of these things to your kids because it's so important for them to have these skills and be confident because nothing's impossible. Nothing is impossible. So with that, like I said, I'm out of time. So my name is Jen. I'm here to help. And this is Bright by Your Side.
You have been listening to Bright by Your Side with Jen, up-leveling in the age of anxiety with groundbreaking science on Transformation Talk Radio. If you are considering mental health medication for yourself or your child, please try this first. Life skills and gut health are keys to reducing anxiety. Let us show you it's easier than you think. Tune in every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time to feel optimistic about your own abilities and learn easy, proven ways to live life with ease. Become resilient to stress, anxiety, and overwhelm and find joy. We're bringing you solutions to the problems stressing you out. We do the research for you and present it on a silver platter with a side of fun and laughter. Every show will leave you smiling, optimism, and joy in real time. To connect with Jen, visit brightbyyourside.com.